Hey guys, Mitch here. Today I have 5 tasty ways to share with you on how to use coconut oil in a diet. Now, coconut oil has been gaining a lot of popularity over the past couple years, and rightfully so. It's got a lot of things going for it. So if you already gone out and bought a jar, or you're thinking about getting one, and when you bring it home, you're not really sure what you should be doing with it. This is the reason why I made this video. I did the same thing. I bought it. Somebody told me to buy it, and I wasn't really sure what to do with it when I got home. So the first few times I could try to, just work it into how I would use olive oil and there's a lot of other different ways to be using it in the kitchen. So let's get started. I'm going to lead off with this question. Is organic coconut oil good for you? Coconut oil doesn't metabolize the way most fats do. The body treats it more like it were a carb. This works in our favor because there isn't a spike in insulin levels. So unlike most fats, you can actually include this one in your post-workout meals without actually worrying about it keeping your body from sourcing fat reserves. Another of the better reasons for adding coconut oil into your eating is not just to help you keep your metabolism elevated, but fats are known as a way to keep satiated. You wind up feeling less hungry over the course of the day. How much coconut oil can we eat per day? Personally, I strive between 1 and 3 tablespoons each day. This is based individually, of course. If you really love coconut oil, you might be wanting to get more of it in your diet. So maybe 3 to 6 tablespoons is the right amount for you. The best advice I have to offer here is to work your way up to whatever amount you do choose. Others, they may want to eat less. I know not everyone likes the taste of coconut, so maybe 1 tablespoon is the way to go for them. The more you ingest of coconut oil in your diet, though, the better. Tip number 1, use coconut oil as your main cooking oil. Most people cook with oil types like canola oil and margarine, just to name a few. Instead of being healthier versions of what they were originally meant to replace in the kitchen, like butter, these man made oils are actually responsible for instigating fat storage on the body. The workaround to this is to swap out what you're currently using as your cooking oil. Because coconut oil has a high smoke point, it can actually be used for virtually any recipe, from frying up chicken to baking some homemade protein bars. Talk about delicious on all fronts. Step number 2, put coconut oil in your post workout shakes. This creates a richer, creamier, and thicker shake. It beats out the runny and watery taste you get from most shakes. Definitely a work that makes me like it so much better. Some flavors that I like to pair the coconut oil with are strawberry and chocolate. It makes these taste awesome. You can actually get even more creative with your flavor profiles. Try combining the coconut with orange and what about berry? That's a good choice. From here, you can actually take it a step further and plop in some fresh bananas or even a handful of blueberries. Really try to make it your own. Step or tip number 3, oatmeal and coconut oil taste good together. With this one, you'd be wanting to use steel cut oats. These are much different than instant oatmeal packets that are fast and easy to cook with. The reason steel cut are the better choice is because there's less handling and processing of them. So when they're ready to enter your kitchen, they're really kind of just what they're intended to be. It's just oatmeal. It's not anything really too heavily processed. Sometimes you can't find just steel cut oats. You actually have to look for Irish oats, and that's another name that they're packaged under, so just keep that in mind. Other ideas to add to this one are to sprinkle in some cinnamon and pour in some cashew or even almond milk. The cinnamon can help with the thermogenic effect, but you need a lot more of it. The cashew milk or almond milk, it's not necessarily needed, but it just increases the flavor profile, so it tastes a little bit better. This can be used as a great tasting post-workout meal, or even if you just want to use a dessert, that's fantastic. Tip number 3, coconut oil mayonnaise. Yes, you can make mayonnaise out of coconut oil. For those who would like to tinker in the kitchen, I stumbled on this on a recipe that can actually, you know, get your taste buds fired up. All you really need is to make coconut oil based mayo it's the same thing as you would expect with regular mayo. The same application applies. You can use it for deviled eggs, but they're just healthier in the long run. The recipe calls for extra virgin olive oil as well, but some of the other ingredients they actually help you to smooth out the coconut flavor, so you don't have to be worried about eating deviled eggs that taste like coconut. It actually is the flavor can be reduced quite a bit. How to create coconut oil mayo. The ingredient list is pretty simple. All you need is one whole egg, two egg yolks, not the whites, just the egg yolks, 1 tablespoon of brown mustard, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, half a cup of coconut oil, and half a cup of olive oil. The directions are pretty straightforward. Add in all the ingredients except for the coconut oil and olive oil into a blender. Use the slowest setting on the blender together and mix the ingredients just for a few seconds. Next, add in both the coconut oil and olive oil and as slow as possible to the blender. Start with drops and then slowly move to a steady stream. This may take a few minutes, so just be prepared for that. And afterward, just store and use as normal. Tip number 5: start adding coconut oil to your morning coffee. After this, at first, this might sound pretty unappealing, especially if you really love your morning cup of coffee. And I know it sounded weird to me when I first heard about it. But by adding coconut oil to your coffee, it's doing two things. One, it adds extra energy minus the typical crash. And two, you're increasing both the thermogenic effect of coffee and the coconut oil. Here's how to start adding coconut oil to coffee. The ingredient list: organic coffee, enough for a traveler-sized mug, 1 tablespoon of grass-fed butter, unsalted, and 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. The directions: brew the coffee, add the butter, coconut oil, and coffee to a blender. On low, blend for 2 to 3 minutes. After that, enjoy. Now, with these 5 tips, I hope they kind of help you out and get sparking some ideas about how to use coconut oil in your diet as well. Um, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And that's all I have for you today, guys. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.